Hey y'all, Chelsea Williams here with Core Solutions Group. The entrepreneurial community is buzzing about this second round of PPP, and the legal industry is no different. We have already gotten a lot of questions about it. The one question that really sticks out to me is, should I apply for this even if I qualify? And my answer to those of you is yes, absolutely, because there are some specific qualification requirements for the second round of PPP that if you qualify, these monies were meant for you. So who is eligible for this second round of the PPP forgivable payroll loan that was passed with this second stimulus package? Anybody who has already applied for and received the first PPP is eligible to apply. And even if you missed out on the first PPP loan, you can still apply. It is generally the same rules in terms of who will qualify and who will not as the first one, with a few specific exceptions, the biggest of which is that you have to prove that COVID caused economic hardship on your business, specifically that your revenue dropped at least 25%. You had to have been in operation by February 15th of 2020 in order to qualify. If you received the first round of PPP, you have to have used it according to how it was supposed to be used. And for sole proprietors, you have to show a profit on your 2019 tax return. So the second round of PPP, what exactly is it? It is still the 2.5% of your monthly average payroll amounts. It is still, you can choose to 8 weeks to spend it or 24 weeks to use it. 60% must still go to payroll. However, the remaining 40%, while it still covers the expenses that it did before, have a few new approved expenses, including payments to suppliers, certain property damage not covered by insurance, COVID-related safety gear for workers, the cost of erecting barriers and otherwise altering spaces to comply with social distancing guidelines and other health mandates. And we no longer have to worry about keeping track of our head count. I know that was a big area of stress with the first PPP, so it's nice to know that that's not something we'll have to worry about this go around. So the paperwork that you can start to begin preparing, because most banks will accept applications for the second round of PPP tomorrow, January 19th, is your payroll records, your 2019 tax returns, your articles of incorporation if you are a C Corp or an S Corp, your state registration, your state business registration. And for those of you seeking a second loan, if you got the first PPP and you're seeking the second, you will also need records showing that your sales dropped at least 25% in one quarter last year. Lenders are not required to collect this proof before making a loan under $150,000, but they must get it before the loan is eligible to be forgiven. Most lenders, however, will plan to ask for it during the application process. So if you think you qualify, make sure that your books are up to date and you have the financial reports supporting the fact that your revenue dropped at least 25%. All right, another question that we've got to cover here is, when will the money run out? So just like the first round of PPP, first come, first serve. When it's gone, it's gone. Now with the first round of the PPP, they quickly realized that it was not sufficient enough, so they issued a second, which seemed to cover it pretty well. So this time, Treasury Department officials believe that the $284 billion stimulus package will be enough to fund all qualified applications. So not quite the rat race that we experienced the first time the PPP loan came out, but they are making an effort here. So these are the updates on the second round of the PPP. My number one piece of advice is, don't stress too much about it. Don't spend too much time reading the fine details, the fine print. This can be really simple, guys, especially now that we've been through one. The main thing that you have to keep in mind is, did your revenue drop at least 25%?